Listen, I don't have anything prepared. I know this is like a crazy setup right now, but I didn't have anything prepared. I just wanted to have a conversation. I saw you out and about. I'm in LA right now, and I'm like, you were on the phone though, and I didn't want to bother you. Yeah, you were on the phone when I walked.
Was you outside?
In your apartment? Yeah, in your apartments. Yeah. I have a friend that stays there, and I'm just frolicking amongst the fields, and I saw you. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I saw you on the phone, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think it's you.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Your dog is. Malibu gave it away. Malibu gave it away because I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's the same dog. And I'm like, I stitched one of your videos. And I think the one video that I stitched was, you asked a question, you said, do you feel like the men in your community, black men, support you, yes or no? So I'm like, my first initial thought was, why do you want to know? Like, why do you want to know if black men support black women? Can you answer that?
Because I was trying to connect.
Connect to who?
Yeah, to black women.
To black women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you felt like a way of connecting would be like talking about relationships, whether or not we feel supported or not?
Well, it didn't start there. It started with me just going on social media when Kevin died. And Kevin was a mentor to me.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels was a mentor to you?
Yeah.
What are some of his ideologies that you...
subscribe to?
Yeah.
Like, he told me stuff like self-doubt is your kryptonite. Like, he's just... I felt like he was streamlining, like, a message. Like, in a sense, like, when I would...
Oh, he gave a message, for sure.
What message do you feel like he gave to you personally?
Oh, he didn't give any message to me personally because I didn't watch a lot of his videos.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I've seen some, of course, the ones that have went viral. And my first initial thought, which is kind of like the irony of it all, because again, he's passed away, was here is an unmarried man who's suffered from a lot of failed relationships. You know, the one with his daughter, with his exes, you know, even his baby mama being mad, him not paying child support and different things like that. Here is a sad man, like a broken man who can really articulate how he feels, but more so just deflect a lot of it onto the other party. The reason you can't find this is because you're fat. The reason you don't have a high value man, we'd have to ask ourselves, how is Kevin Samuels a high value man? I guess I'd ask you because you're like one of the, what do they call them, the Samuelites? What is a high value man? How was Kevin Samuels like a mentor to you? What made you feel like he was a high value man?
I don't think I thought that he was a high...
But he was one of your mentors. So of course you found high value in him. So why? I know he said, what did he say? Kryptonite, you mentioned it?
Self-doubt is your kryptonite.
Self-doubt is your kryptonite. So he was motivational. Anything else?
Yeah, I feel like he was motivational. Why did I speak to him? So the videos I saw on him were only like like how would I live as a young dude in LA today? I like that video, like finding your wolf pack, sticking close with those. And like I liked it. He gave me like a tougher role, like that, you know, kind of like what a father like is.
Oh,
his son, like I wasn't talking to him about.
Did you talk to him actually?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So you had conversations with him?
Yeah, I didn't watch his content. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you knew him personally?
Yes.
When did you meet Kevin?
Miami.
I didn't know that. Miami. Oh, in Miami. What year?
This year. Last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah,
2021.
Year. Wasn't it last
year?
Wow. Like December.
I mean, did you meet him at a Chick-fil-A and you were like,
no,
I love what you said? Like, what the fuck? I
what? reached out to him on Instagram after watching some of his content.
Okay.
I said, hey, I believe in mentoring. Can you give me an hour? And then I paid him for the hour.
Oh, how much did you pay him?
It was maybe like $1,000.
$1,000 an hour. Shit. Of course, I know you based on your social media. I didn't really know you have an Instagram. I more so saw you on TikTok. And of course, I told you that was the one question, right? Like, why do you need to know how black women feel about black men? I think watching your content, I always want to get like a fair opinion of who I'm looking at, right? I want to see you for not just the comments. What are you saying? I think one of your videos was like, you're the average of the people that you're around. You said that your best friend was Hispanic and your boyfriend is black. So naturally, you're like the average of the two that's the reason why you maybe act the way you act or do what you, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I looked at it and I'm trying to like gain a perspective, but what did you mean by that?
What did I mean by what? You're the average of the 3 people you surround yourself with?
Yeah.
I meant that the people you surround yourself with, you become them. Like, you know, when you like spend a lot of time with somebody, like your best friend.
My best friend. Yeah. Okay.
How long have you been best friends for?
Like 10 years, like 12 years. We've been best friends for 12 years.
And would you say that you have things in common?
Of course.
Would you feel like you have a lot in common?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I like morph into her. Like, I don't think I become her. Because that's what you said. You're like, you become.
No, I didn't say you become. I said you're the average of the 3 people you spend the most time with. Like, you're like, that's the people that you spend all your time with.
Right. So you start to mimic things that they do. Because, yeah, we have things in common. We like certain.
Active, right? Yeah. So you, in that same statement, right, you reference the races of the people around you. So we are, in those terms, directly speaking to that, because in that statement, that's what you reference. Do you know what I mean?
No, you're right. 100%.
So you feel like like you said, you reference the racists who are around you.
Yeah.
So you feel like you reference black people because your boyfriend's black.
My boyfriend's black.
Or you reference Hispanic people because your best friend is Hispanic.
Yeah.
So how long have you been around both people? Because I know you told me that your boyfriend, you met him about 8 months ago.
Yeah. My
So-
boyfriend didn't make me like this.
Okay, who
My
did?
ex-husband did. So then.
Was your ex-husband black?
No, Hispanic.
Hispanic, okay.
Yeah.
And he made you like this, like what though?
Like, I feel like he was the one I spent the most time with. And I would say, like, I don't know, when people say, you know, you talk, like, I was listening to different music. Like, I was...
Music like
watching
what?
All kinds of different... I mean, even with you. Like, remember, I never went to a club before us.
What made you feel like you couldn't express yourself as an artist? Like, why did you feel caged?
Wanting to be successful.
And it's only
I just
that,
wanted to
she-
keep
she
being
was- She
successful.
had people, like, high-level people.
Yeah, you know...
Was your husband like a high level like controlling? Like, what made you feel like you...
talk about my past like that. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
I think your past shapes you. I think that, I mean, like you said. So, I mean, nobody will really, I mean, of course I understand if you don't want to go that, I 100% understand, but I do absolutely think your past matters, for
100%.
sure.
I've known her for, like, she's one of my closest best friends.
Okay.
Hispanic.
Yes.
So I've known her for 8-9+ years.
Mm-hmm.
The woman you see here from the one she was in her marriage is completely different because now she's her true self. She's able to express how she feels, how she is.
I'm sorry to cut you off. So when you say she is her true self, but she just said you become the average of the people that are around you, like you start to
I was getting
become them.
It was not only that, but like for example, I exposed her to like the club life, to Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I'm not
You love Megan Thee Stallion. We love Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm the one that we went to bottle service. I'm like twerking on the table and she's right there with me.
Okay.
And I never party, right? Because I'm like a good girl. Like I was like focused, like because I went from like Catholic school to boarding school to like LA. Be careful, like.
So very conservative.
Yeah, and then like.
But then you meet.
And then into a marriage.
Oh, the marriage. Okay, marriage,
right?
and then.
Coming out of a marriage.
Okay.
At like 23, like what's
Depression.
Yeah.
Depression, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been there. Absolutely. When you asked me, what do I want to get out of this? It was more so a conversation so we can understand each other. And the reason being is because I know you said that I want a connection, right? Like I want a connection with black women. That's why I ask black women certain questions.
Yes.
But you must read your comments. So you must see that thousands and thousands of black women are saying that this rhetoric that you use is offensive, and you kind of... Do you skip over those? Because, I mean, if you want a connection...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So we're seeing that even your best friend being Hispanic and, you know, like you said, becoming or being the average of the people that you're around, we don't see any of that with, like, the Hispanic community. Just more so just black women. Why are you single mothers? Black women, do you feel supported by your men? Black women. And it's like... if you're the average of the people around you and half of that is the Hispanic best friend, we don't see anything directed towards the Hispanic community, just more so the Black. And so our first initial thought is you're wanting to gain popularity off of Black outrage. Because you know that, I mean, I seen one of your videos and I looked at the comments, and one of the 27,000 likes on a comment that said, this is offensive. This is disrespectful. Why are you saying things like this, especially when you want to connect?
Yeah.
I mean, you read the comments and you see the things that are, I'm going to have a Black baby. What did you mean by that?
I can't relate to you. I can't relate to you. Maybe that's the real, like, I can't relate to the place you're coming from. I can't relate to it.
To me personally, or just to Black women?
No, you're asking me. You're asking me. What do you mean? What do you say? Like, why?
Because you make the videos and you put them out there.
From a defensive place.
I don't think. Let me back up, because I'm super. Hold on.
I think that she's just trying to clarify.
I'm super I'm a loud person, so let me back it up a bit, because I think it's my tone.
But no, yeah, because you think you know.
Well, I'm asking. I don't know. I'm looking at your social media, and one of the videos that I watched earlier.
But you're not asking.
I'm asking you, what did you mean by I'm going to have a Black baby anyway?
What do you mean? I didn't say that. Show me that.
Baby, can I see your phone?
Black baby anyway. Show me that. You're taking things out of context.
You know what she's referencing about, because you're saying that she's taking it out of context. So what was the context then?
I don't know what the context.
So you have no recollection of anything of you online on TikTok discussing having a Black baby?
This feels like we're in court.
Well,
I don't know.
Girl, that's no,
Okay, so it's right here.
This feels like court.
I'm gonna have a Black baby, and I'm gonna keep doing my braids.
Yeah.
Stop doing my braids.
Let's go. Let's look at it.
Because y'all already know I'm gonna have a Black baby with him. Also, I'm not gonna stop doing my braids. I want to have a reasonable conversation. I'm on your side. If there was a war, I'd fight on your side. But I'm gonna continue doing my braids because thank you for inspiring me. That's how I feel. Thank you for inspiring me. I love Black culture. I love hip hop. I'm an artist, so listening to music is my biggest passion. So I'm not gonna stop. So that's that. Cause y'all already know I'm gonna.
So that's what I meant. So what did you mean by that?
Just because you give me hate doesn't mean I gotta give you hate back. That's what it means.
But what did you mean by I'm gonna have a Black baby? Is because your boyfriend is Black, you?
Yeah, because I want to have a baby with him.
But just
one day.
Because it went from I'm gonna have.
Because if you have a baby with a Black man, that's a biracial baby.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. This feels like fucking court.
Well,
this feels like court. Like, how do you say? Because you're coming from the wrong. Why are you so defensive? I'm not.
The problem? I'm not. Well, let's ask.
A certain type of way. Because I got box braids, is that a problem? Why is that a problem? Like, I've had these conversations with my Black female friends. Why is that a problem?
The Black female friends.
So
okay.
The question maybe you can pose is, what
this
is
so much bigger.
What is?
And so are you looking? Are you on the same side seeking understanding as well? Because I'm pretty sure Keita could explain to you. I don't even think Keita has a problem with you.
I don't. This is
not even on that side.
Let me tell you what Keita's side is on.
I don't know if
when we have a conversation, right? The side when we had a conversation earlier, and I told you that a lot of people just choose a side and it becomes a war.
Yeah.
But the reason why it becomes a war is because we don't understand each other. True. So when I ask you questions like, what does it mean when you say I'm gonna have a Black baby, when there is hundreds of Black women in your comments right now saying that this is offensive? Do you understand what you're saying? Why are you?
What comments? There's comments saying that it's offensive.
Well, yeah, the five.
Give me a comment. Let me see if I read it. Let's go.
So I don't know whether or not.
That you relate to. How about that? Because you and me are having.
I feel like you're being defensive now. Because I'm trying to finish a sentence and you're up, you're down, you're this.
Like give me a comment that you want to discuss.
Right. So let me do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So whether or not you read it or not is pretty irrelevant. Your ratio's crazy. You have 500 comments to 100 likes. So I know that you being an influencer, you can see the fact that no one's liking it, yet they're all commenting. Of course, that's just my thought as an influencer. I'm like, why do you have such low engagement And why is your comment section booming, but yet your like shares aren't? So I'm looking at your comment section and I see if there is a war, you're definitely not on our side. The majority of the people in your comment section liked that comment. It's the top one. Yet you skipped past that one, and the comment that you liked by the creator is, "The obsession is real." That's the comment that you liked right here. The obsession is real. So if this comment is directed, or this video is directed to black women, and this comment is saying the obsession is real, who is obsessed? Because you liked it. So why did you like that comment? Like, what obsession is real?
Do you hear yourself talk?
Yeah, I do. I'm super, let me be clear. I'm very intelligent, and I'm trying to have a conversation with you to understand where you're coming from, because a lot of what you do and say is disrespectful. But to the black community. And the black community tells you every day in your comments, and you kind of skip over that. So I said, I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not going to be super aggressive. I want to have a conversation, because maybe I can really understand where you're coming from. But what I think it is you can't explain why you do the things you do. You can't explain them. So you say things like, you're being aggressive and you tone police me, because you can't explain why you say things like, the majority of black women are single mothers. Why?
I didn't say that. I asked.
What did you ask?
I asked why that is.
Why the majority of black women are single mothers?
Yes.
The majority of black women are not single mothers. And if you wanted to know this, is this for like a report you're working on? Why? Because it's not connection. It's not connection. And let me tell you why it's not connection. Because the connection between an influencer is that of the influencer and the audience. Your audience is screaming to you right now, based on your ratio, that they do not like what you're saying and what you're doing. And maybe if you explain to them why you do it, but you can't, that's clear, maybe they'll understand. Because we're trying to figure it out. What it looks like is you're a white artist that wants so desperately to make it out here in LA. So she's going to say negative things about the black community, because you know that black outrage is what will get you popularity. But it isn't, right? I mean, based on your analytics, based on the ratio of the amount of hate you get in your comments based on the likes or anything, it's like, you can clearly see that people feel this way, yet you keep going. And I just don't understand why. I thought maybe you would give me a background story. Because what I personally think it is like an identity crisis.
An identity crisis.
Yeah. An identity crisis. Do you feel that way?
That I'm in an identity crisis?
Not that you are one, but that you're going through one.
That I'm going through an identity crisis?
Do you feel that way?
Not at all.
Okay. Because this is who you really are.
What's this? You made up your story.
I mean, no, this is what you said. You said you morph into the people that you're around.
To me, though, you can't interrupt me. You can't interrupt me. We don't interrupt each other.
I agree.
If we do that, I'm out of here.
All right.
Cool. I feel like you made up your story about me. I feel like you, in your mind, you're writing the story out in your head. So I'm in court, I'm answering yes or no, and I can sit here and do that, but you're not trying to have a conversation. I asked you when we came in here, you're talking to me about trying to make it in LA. I made it in LA. I don't need to do anything. You're projecting onto me. That's the problem. It's your story, you're writing it for me. So I'm just over here like, okay, that's not the way, that's not a conversation. That's why I asked you, what do you want out of this? What did I want out of this? I actually wanted a conversation. That's why I asked those fucking questions.
The questions on your page.
But then also certain responses.
But then I guess, how did you want a conversation when you don't read the comment? Because you said, I don't read the comments.
The comments at the beginning, I was reading the comments. That's when I got the books. And like, because I was like.
And look, can I just say that
I don't even know.
getting, when you're following people on social media, and when you're looking at people on social media, you have to understand that they're following you based on that one video that they've seen. So they don't know so when you say, I started reading the comments at first, what did those comments look like at first when you first began to read the comments? Like, what did they look like?
There's certain things I don't understand, and that really hit me. Because when it comes to my friends, it's like, I've had some conversations, but I haven't had that many, like, to be honest. And I guess part of me wasn't even brave enough to ask those. Like, I don't even know if it's brave or if it's like, I never liked the difference when it came to my one-on-one relationships. So I never brought it up. Like,
you never asked the people around you these things.
We just talked about other stuff, like other topics, not
like just random.
Like like just like being a girl, more like being a girl and like figuring out life, and or like, I mean, it's just difficult. Like with you, I feel when we talk, you get really defensive, so I don't really feel like, I feel like, and I don't want to project that, but I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's okay. I mean, your feelings are valid, and you're absolutely able to express them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, safe space. I think that a lot of the conversations aren't ready to be had because I honestly, and this is like the nicest way, but I don't think you know the answer. I don't think you know the answer, and not because you're not intelligent, not because you haven't made it in LA or what. I don't think you know the answer. I think you're still searching for a lot of things, which is absolutely fine because we're all human beings, but that's why I wanted to have this conversation. I didn't write my story about you. I was just really interested in, maybe this is a woman who said that, she bounced around from Germany, Russia, back to Germany, to the UK, and then to the US, and maybe bouncing around all those places, you lose sight of who you are exactly, where you come from, what makes you you, right? I told you that I was a military brat, so there was times hopping from state to state, city to city, where I'm like, do I like this music or this music? What am I doing? I mean, that's a part of growing up and really learning ourselves. But I say that I think that you developed a strong relationship with your best friend, with your boyfriend, and that strong relationship translated into you adopting a lot of what they do. That's what that's how I feel about this situation. What would you say to that? To what I just said?
As I said, I feel like you wrote your story about me. Just put it out there. Yeah, that's how I feel.
So as an artist, what genre of music would you say that you do?
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
No, see, you did it again.
I did what?
You write your story. I didn't say hip hop.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Hip hop.
Oh, hip hop.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. So of course, I'm sorry, I thought you said hip hop.
Yeah.
What is hip hop?
It's just the stuff that I like. Yeah,
the stuff that you like, mixed together.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a record store and I'm like, I need my Alex Von Dutch single, and he goes, the cashier, of course, goes, what genre is that? What would I say? Like,
you probably...
Could I get it anywhere?
I don't ask myself the questions that you're asking yourself. I'm just making music because I love music again. Because when I first started making music, I was making music to be successful.
Okay. But this is more so making music from the heart.
I'm already successful. This is just like I make music when I feel like making music. Why did I go on TikTok? Because when Kevin passed away, that was something I listened back to the combo and I was like, fuck. Like I was like, you know what life is like? You just gotta live every moment. You can't throw it away. And you just gotta be brave, and you just gotta be open, and you just gotta go, and be you. Like, this is interesting to me that you're like, oh, it's just like I watched Malibu's Most Wanted, and I think that movie's hilarious.
We talked about that.
And if that's how people want to see me, you know what? I think that movie.
Do people see you like that?
Because I saw that.
So the Malibu's Most Wanted is
I thought they meant
a white actor who acts black in the black
identity crisis. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he has an identity crisis, and it's funny. Like, if I'm funny to people, that's cool with me.
Okay.
That's cool. I like comedy. I think that at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff at stake. And
okay.
I think that I can see how everything together with I'm not a social activist. I'm not a licensed psychologist. So I was just being a girl. Okay. Well, I know one thing. What I got from this, and I'm super, super sorry that you felt like I was defensive. I more so wanted to give you a couple of reasons why people in your comments maybe feel the way that they feel. Okay. But I can see now that you're into just being who you are and doing what you do, and I'm super okay with that as well.
I guess I just say that if you really do want to connect to the Black community, like you said you did, one of the main things I think we should focus on is listening to the Black community, right? Like if I want to create a sisterhood with another woman, I'd listen to that woman. We then gain a partnership, a friendship, a relationship together because we're listening to each other and we're understanding each other. But when I talk to you and you say things like, well, I don't read the comments and I don't understand it, it's just more so just...
I never said I don't read the comments. I never said that. I've read comments.
In the beginning you said, but then you said you stopped.
I kind of stopped, yeah.
So you stopped reading comments.
No, I still sometimes read comments, but not as much. No, because I check it twice a day and I can't go through them. Like, I can't go through all of them.
Do you have any new music out?
No.
No? Okay. Well, this was amazing, and I really am grateful for the conversation. Is there anything you want to tell your fans?
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
I thought, is this your Instagram?
Although this is my TikTok, the one you stitched.
Okay, so I don't think we're talking we're talking to my fans. I think we're talking to my haters.
I mean, we're recording.
If this is your perspective, the way you're coming at me is with a lot of hate.
I don't hate you. And I want to be clear. I don't hate you. I don't think you're a bad person. I'm not against you. I don't want to fight you. I wanted to get to know why you say the things that you say, and I think you've explained it to the... Upset. I want to be clear. I'm not upset about anything that you do. Me personally. I'm not a representative of the Black community, but I am a Black woman, and I saw what you said, and I felt, why does she want to know this? And it was crazy, right? Why do you want to know this? If a person walked up to you and said, "What is your social security number?" or something near and dear to you, you'd ask them, why do you want to know this? Especially when you think that this person is an outsider, somebody that has no business asking these questions. But my take on it is, how can we grow as a community? How can we grow as a people if we keep pushing people away? So maybe we can ask these questions like, well, I'm asking you, why do you want to know this? And you said, why does it matter?
Why do I want to know this? I asked the question in relation to when I first posted. I went on there and I talked about Kevin. It was
Kevin Samuels.
There were Black men in the comments. They were like R.I.P. And then there were Black women in the comments that were just, and then they started fighting.
So because of a Kevin Samuels video, you looked at the Black and...
I was looking at the comments. I'm like, why are they fighting? And I went on TikTok and was like, why are y'all fighting? Yeah, that was maybe me.
I mean, but you didn't ask what we were fighting over. You asked Black women, do you feel supported by Black men?
That was later down the line. You never looked back into my content. I left it all up. Like from the beginning, no, that's not what happened. What happened was first, there was I was seeing it, and I went on there and I didn't say that. I said, why are y'all fighting in the comments? You have to go back to the videos. I don't know exactly which one it was.
But it was about fighting in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. And then both of those questions... I went in between that time that I posted those videos, I talked to different people individually, and then went back on TikTok.
Okay.
So I talked to a bunch of people, and then they gave me their perspective, and that's why I asked that question, because I felt like, what's going on? Like, why is it like this? Okay.
I guess I know that you said that you paid the $1,000, you talked to... Yeah. Well, I personally don't find it offensive. The people in your comments find it offensive, and that's what I was trying to explain to you. You cannot offend me. You do what you do, right? If you don't want to explain the history behind it or why it might be, I can't control that. You don't offend me personally. The people in your comments, the people that you say that you want to connect to, are offended. And that's why we're having this conversation. So I'm personally not offended by what you do, how you wear your hair, who you have sex with. That's not my business. I just like real shit. I mean, I just more so wanted to know why you felt the way that you felt, and you expressed it. You said, Kevin Samuels, that's my mentor. I saw the comments. I saw the people fighting in the comments, the Black men and women. And I posted some videos. I got some feedback from it, and that's why I asked more questions. Absolutely. Do you follow any Caucasian people that you find positive, motivational, something like the same that you felt with Kevin, or was it just Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, I have a female mentor too.
Okay. And do you go in her comments and pose questions to maybe the people in that community?
Did she die?
I don't know her, so did she?
No.
Yes. I don't know.
Kevin died.
Did your mentor die?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
That's why I didn't go on TikTok, because she didn't die.
Oh, I don't know her, ma'am.
Yeah,
So
dying at 57.
Well, he knew he was gonna die. You know that. That was your mentor. I mean, he said it. He said he was diagnosed with cancer around 2021. You must know that. That's your mentor. It came out of his mouth.
I didn't watch his content. That's what I was telling you.
But you paid this man $1,000. So you didn't know that he knew? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't.
What?
Okay.
I can't relate to her. I can't. Like, I'm trying to.
Well,
I didn't watch his content. Like, I watched 2 videos that, like, my last boyfriend watched. Like,
do you
I watched it was directed to men. I never watched what it was that it was directed to.
No, I understand that, but I just assume because you paid him this money for it to talk to him that you knew more about him is all.
I can't. This is funny to me.
What's funny?
This is funny to me because I find it sad. I find this sad.
What's sad?
That you feel so hurt that you have to come at me like that. Or that your perspective. Well, let's say you take the perspective of the people.
Do I seem hurt to you? I mean, what is your perception of, like? Do I seem hurt to you or angry?
Yo.
Yeah, I think the point was for you to too. I mean, just from the outside perspective, you like every opportunity that I feel like she's giving you to answer a question. I feel like even though you feel like she's being defensive, you've deflected and you've been defensive, and like your response to everything is to criticize the way that she's speaking. Like, she's not getting emotional. She's kept the same tone the entire time, which is loud. I told you.
I'm a loud person. I'm super loud. I'm so sorry. I'm military background.
But it's been the same tone the whole time.
I think that these are touchy topics, and I think that
the same way that you're trying to describe her, the way she is, that she's loud and stuff like that. You also have to understand, like, Alex's personality is like she doesn't like wasting her time. Unfortunately, but if she feels like,
do you feel like this is a waste of time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much. You can follow me, Keita Rose, as you already know. How can they follow you? Is it Alex Von Don official, I believe. We'll tag you and everything because I know your manager said that you want to stitch and duet some of this, so we'll contact you in post. I don't like to waste anybody's time, but it was great to meet you.